Hey everyone, it's Kevin Cameron here with a new episode for our Cameron Family Podcast. Today's episode is going to be about black hair. I've got different generations in my house visiting us in Tampa. I've got my eldest sister here visiting for spring break. My parents are here snowbirding it out. And I had to take this opportunity to have this conversation about black hair because my niece, who is also here, my sister, as I said, and my wife, they're doing my mother's hair. They're giving her them box braids as we speak. So we're going to talk black hair, and I'm including my daughters in this conversation. McKenna and Kendall are in the building. And so stay tuned for this podcast on the Cameron family and black hair. So right now, I have my parents visiting from Niagara Falls, Canada, and my wife and my sister. My sister also is visiting with her daughter, my sister Charmaine, and my niece Kayla. They're visiting from Toronto, Canada, and we're here as a family. I'm sitting here and I'm watching my wife and my sister braid my mom's hair. So I thought, hey, why not come together and have a little conversation about hair? And I'm just going to go around. So who I have on this panel is I have McKenna, I got Kendall, I got Kayla, Charmaine, Simone, and Mom. And so I'm just going to ask a few questions. We're going to pass around this microphone. And we're going to talk about your first experiences, remembering your mother doing your hair as a child, any experiences that you remember about your hair as a child and or even coming up. As I look, I'm seeing my wife braid my sister's hands in my mom's hair, and she's enjoying the many people in her head. So let's start with Simone. What memories do you have of hair as a child?
I remember my sisters were the ones who were in charge of doing my hair. I'm the youngest of four girls, and my two oldest sisters would do my hair, and then my other sister before me, they would also do her hair as well. So I remember sitting there and having them do my hair, and I felt like it was a little bit better for them to do my hair because they were closer in age to me, so they didn't give me like weird styles as I thought my mother would have given me. So I was happier to have them do my hair, but they weren't too happy to do my hair at all. They didn't like that responsibility, so they were angrily combing my hair. So, they would pull really hard and be really frustrated with me.
Cool. Charmaine, my eldest sister, what are your early memories about hair?
I remember my mom having to start work very early in the morning, and she would get us up and do our hair before she went to work. And then that responsibility, when I got a little older, that responsibility became mine. So I had to do my sister's hair. And I enjoyed it. I learned to do, and I ended up being able to do friends' hair after. So it was a good experience for me.
Cool. All right, Kayla's here. And tell us, Kayla, niece Kayla, about your early experiences about hair.
I mainly always had the same hairstyles growing up. I had cornrows going back or puffs. And my dad would try and do my hair sometimes because if my mom was doing a style that he didn't feel like seeing on me, he would do chiny bumps. He was obsessed with chiny bumps, so I had those a lot. And my older sister, she would always give me the cool, cute hairstyles because she didn't want me looking, away. And I also remember having to straighten my hair a lot sometimes because I used to be on a dance team at school, so I was the only black person at that school, so I had to have my hair straightened for that. And even for your wedding, Uncle Kevin's wedding, staying up for hours the night before having my hair pressed was a nightmare. So, yeah.
You mentioned something about hair pressing, but that was coming a little bit later in the conversation. Let's go to mom. Mom, what are your earliest memories about getting your hair done or doing hair as a child?
My memory as a child growing up with my hair, I remember my grandmother used to comb my hair. It was very long and thick, and I remember she said when she gave me those two big long plots, that's what they called it in those days. And then when I don't remember about when my mother used to comb it. I remember my grandmother. But when I could comb it at maybe age 10, I could comb my hair. All the girls' styles I could. I was like a hairstylist, like bun and cheese, and we call we call one bun and cheese, and the cutter, one like you, like what you would put water on your put water on your head. So we made that one called the kata.
My mind is being blown right now with the bun and cheese and the kata, and then Kayla said something about shiny bumps. I mean, you guys were probably gonna have to explain all these terms that the Jamaicans have used to do here. I'm gonna get one more from McKenna and Kendall. Kendall, what are your early experiences of hair? Tell us about your hair.
I just always remember my mom always doing our hair. Like, that's it. Like, my dad wasn't even in the picture for that. So, yeah, it was just my mom up till like last 2 years. Then I started doing it. So, yeah. Oh, and yeah. My auntie, my mom's sister, she used to do our hair a lot. Like, she would braid. I think she could braid better than my mom, but it hurts when she does it, so we don't talk about that. But yeah, she used to do our hair too.
No, I think you should share with everybody the hair combing experience for you as a child, how it was, how you felt about it, your approach to the whole day. Talk about that a little bit.
So I've always been tender-headed, like, all the time. Like, I still am, and, like, it hurts. So every time it would be time to wash our hair and everything. First, like, when I was little, I would hate to wash my hair even, but now that doesn't hurt. Like, it feels good. But I would hate to wash my hair because that would hurt, and I would cry. And then when we have to comb it out, I would cry so much. Like, I would, like, grab onto my mom, and she just keeps going. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it hurts. It still hurts till this day, but we don't really do, like it's fine because we get it blow dried a lot, so it's cool.
Yes, I remember the hair situation with Kendall was very stressful around our house. I wanted to leave the house at hair washing, combing day. I really did not want to be around the house. It was a contentious time in our lives, and I really didn't love it. And because Simone, she felt a lot of pressure to get the hair done, and so she would just really press through, and regardless of any type of tears or blood in the scalp, she would just keep on going and going and going to get the job done. It always looked good at the end, and Kendall loved it at the end, but I remember when Simone would say, okay, well, it's hair day, I would quickly run out of the house. McKenna, do you remember your early days about hair?
Well, yes. One of my earliest memories is mommy always doing our hair. We would sit in front of the TV all day. This is all day. She would wash it, and then we'd deep condition it and all these different things. So then after, when it was time to do the style, we'd sit down in my purple Dora fluffy chair, and that's the chair we always did our hair in. And it was the best. I was obsessed with Dora at the time, and we'd always sit in that chair, like growing up for I don't even know how long, until we moved out of our apartment. So Yeah, it was good. I always loved getting my hair done. It feels so good. Getting it braided, washing everything having to do with my hair. I loved it. So yeah.
You were opposite of your sister at that time. You loved it. She hated it. But I'm gonna push back on dad had nothing to that me myself the father had anything to do with nothing to do with the hair. I did a really good job with washing and um, I would choose the styles and I would start it and start braiding it and you know but I chose not to do it. I chose. That was a decision that I made. Let's transition over to, so this is all black hair we're talking about. And so we're talking about the natural state of black hair, the earliest memories. There was no perm involved. But as I'm sure everybody got older here, there was pressing, hair pressing. Tell us about pressing, and then we'll get to the next level, and then we'll probably come back full circle. So tell us about pressing, Charmaine.
Well, pressing the hair was something that when we became teenagers, there were three girls, myself and my two sisters. And when we became teenagers, my mom would press our hair for church so we could have the straight hair. And we loved it. Pressing hair is taking a hot comb on the fire. It's scary coming in your head, this heat coming in your head. You'd feel it. But yeah, just going through the hair, putting it on the fire and going through the hair and going through it until you get the hair straight as you want it to be.
I remember seeing the hot combs. What are they made of? Like cast iron, they're on the actual stove. You know those. If you can visualize, talking to you, the audience, if you can visualize the coil top stoves and how those coil tops would get red when they were hot, and then you put the hot comb on top of that. As a kid, I'm seeing all of this very dangerous stuff being done to my sisters, and I was oblivious, but when you think about how dangerous it was to put a hot comb in somebody's head, Simone, talk to us about pressing and the hot comb.
So I remember when we were lucky enough to get our hair pressed, and I would say lucky because it wasn't something that we would do often. We would do it on special occasions. As Charmaine said, you're going to church, it's a special day at church, or you're going to a wedding, or there's a special event or something, and so you would get your hair pressed. And it was exciting, but it was scary at the same time because you would get burned in your head sometimes, But it's something that women have to do when it comes to beauty. There's a lot of things that women do that we make sacrifices for how we want to look. So we know that there's a pair of shoes that we want to wear that's going to look amazing with our outfit, but we know that it's a 10-minute shoe. And we have to go to an event and wear it all day, but we're going to wear it and it's going to hurt our feet. So it's no different with pressing your hair. You know that you're making the sacrifices because it's going to hurt, but you like the end result, and so you're going to push on through. So it was definitely an experience, and you just couldn't get your hair wet because once the hair is wet, it would revert and it would no longer be pressed. So.
Very, very interesting commentary. Mom, I know you have a history of having your hair pressed. Talk to us about your experience with pressing your hair.
Pressing my hair, I did not do too much. I had it pressed not very much when I was in Jamaica. And when I came to Canada, I had it pressed for a couple times. But after that, I had it perm, which we call perm. It straightens it, relaxing the hair, makes it straight. For me, it's about managing it when it's straight. Manage the hair is like it's easier to comb.